Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming back to episode 2. I'm so happy to do this. I'm so excited. Today is my very first guest on the Jade Simone podcast. I honestly cannot wait for this. We just took a shot. It went horribly. And before I introduce her, I just want to say thank you very, very much to all of you who watched my first podcast. Thank you for all the comments and just genuinely reaching out to me and like encouraging me. That means so much. And thank you for subscribing. I honestly couldn't even believe it. Okay, without further ado, I would love to introduce one of my favorite human beings on the planet, someone I truly feel like I could not live without. One of the best gifts my parents ever gave me. She's my favorite drinking buddy. She is honestly, like, I do not know what I would do without her. My very own beautiful model sister, Amethyst Jules Pohlman.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the pod. Yeah, let's get you.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the pod.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Is this pink light in your eye? Okay,
No.
there you go. Yeah. Okay, welcome to the pod. So, you and I, actually,
Maybe
let's
I
cheers.
shouldn't. Okay.
Cheers. Dos Equis, sponsor us.
The most interesting women in the world.
Dude, you're so good at that. Amethyst is, if you don't know my sister, she is by far one of the funniest people ever.
You think?
I really do think. Like, you're so funny.
Thank you.
You have, like, you're quick, too. Like, you've got quick quips. You've got you've got it, girl.
Thank you. I very much appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I used to think I was not that funny until recently. I'm like, actually, maybe I am kind of funny.
Dude, there's no way you thought that.
Well,
Dad has always been like, you have to be a stand-up comedian.
I know, but dad telling you something is not the same as, like, thinking it yourself.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah.
That's valid. I don't know if you could be a stand-up comedian.
Not the burp.
Not that, like, I don't think that you could.
I would hate
but
it.
But your humor is so much more,
It's
like, in
situational.
the moment. Yeah, like,
100%.
you are just, like, you're quick to just say something.
Yeah, I feel like if I had to stand in front of a bunch of people and try to be funny, it would be, like, super fucking awkward.
Yeah.
But I feel like I can say funny things in, like, the moment, which
No,
is,
you
like,
totally
way
can.
better.
Also, you're hot as fuck.
Thanks.
So that's
So are
always
you?
great. Thank you.
I'm like, cheers to
Cheers
Brent
to
and Karen.
So we just tried to take a shot. Well, we did take a shot.
We did take
We
a shot.
did take a shot.
But it was unfortunately vodka.
Yeah, which honestly is better for me, worse for you. I cannot do
Let's
tequila
be
shots.
so real, though. Jade
can't.
took it with fucking almond milk as a chaser. So I don't know how fucking good that could have been.
You know, I thought it was going to go better than it did, but
She goes, this is so thick.
It literally was. It was not good.
Yeah, it didn't.
But also,
I had,
Amethyst
like-
is a champion at taking shots. Like, this girl is. If you could come up with like a definition of fucking crazy college girl, this is it.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm way more of a tequila girl than a vodka girl. Like,
Yeah,
through
no.
and through.
For sure.
If it would have been tequila, I would have taken it straight, honestly.
What?
Yeah. What?
I could never. Oh my god, do you remember when we were in Greenlight and
You
we
took
were
that
on a
tequila
little bit of
shot?
mushrooms for sure.
Were we?
Yeah, which is the only reason I actually did not barf. But we were at Greenlight. We were at a bar in Austin. And okay,
That
let's
was
just-
scary to even watch. I'm not gonna lie. Like, seeing that in person
We have
was.
to set the scene though.
Yeah,
So we
we
go
do.
into Greenlight. It's just us two.
It's
we
also
go
an
in.
odd vibe when we go in. Like, it wasn't
That's what I was
like
gonna say.
the vibe. Like, it's
No.
not like we got there and we were like, this is sick.
Everyone was kind of like doing that thing where they look around. It was
Super
just
awkward.
There was nowhere
Makes
to
you
go.
like wonder why people even go out and drink.
Seriously. But like, was it just that night? Because sometimes it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah, I feel like it. I mean,
Either way, the
Yeah,
vibes
either
are
way.
weird. So we're like, we need a shot.
yeah.
So we go to the bar. We
And
get
I'm-
tequila shots.
And let's be real, I probably was like, what should we get? And you're like, whatever you want. And I'm like, tequila.
And we literally drink the shots, and I drink it. I like double swallow it, like, and that's just like the kiss of death. Like, I swallowed a little, and then I was like, it's coming back up. Gotta swallow it again, and then it just
The
was
double
like,
swallow.
And you were just like mortified looking at me. You're
Well,
like,
it was
"Do
like
we need to
painful
go
to
home?"
watch. I was like, you look like you need to run to a bathroom stat.
like yak everywhere.
Yeah, no, it actually looked painful as fuck.
Yeah, no.
But
It ended up being fine.
hey, yeah, no, it did for sure. Honestly, green light always has like, it seems like it's gonna be fun, and then there's like always too many people. Crazy.
Yeah, I honestly haven't even loved going out anymore. Like there hasn't been one time recently that I went out and I was like, wow, that was super fun. I had more fun drinking and hanging out at the house.
Yeah, no, I agree. Also, which is so crazy because I used to be like the token let's go out girl. Like,
dude,
forever.
so did I. Yeah.
Like, both, honestly, literally, both of us always wanted to. And I feel like lately I'm like, let's just get fucked up at home.
Also, we have to give a lot of credit to TG. TG, we fucking love you. And you have a great house for hanging out at.
Yeah.
He's got DJ decks. I mean, you get to play all the music that you want. Except for that one night.
Sometimes.
He literally called me. So we went to a concert. We went to go see Recno. It was an absolute disaster in our eyes. It was a little too wook. There was a DJ girl with a bucket hat who absolutely ruined the night because she was coming on for Recno and she actually couldn't DJ. Like, she couldn't actually switch the tracks.
Yeah, she fucked up quite a few transitions, and then she also was playing shit that was like, the guy before her was like banging, like so absolutely good. Banging, and I was having the best time. And then all of a sudden I'm like, why do I feel like I can't fucking dance? Like, this is so fucking awkward. And it was just, she ruined the show, to be completely honest.
We actually left.
Because we were so excited to see Recno, and then it just killed my vibe.
So we ended up leaving, and right as we're leaving, we hear Recno's voice like, what up, Boston? And we're all like, wait, we have to go back.
Yeah, we do.
So we went back in.
We went back in.
But then we left because it was a little
like
whack.
2 songs,
we were like 2 songs in. It was very Wookie. He didn't have the same like
energy,
super fun energy that he did last summer.
Yeah, the first time we saw Recno, he was like braids and pigtails
and dildos,
like
pink dildos on the stage.
Crazy fun time. Like, I was like, who is this?
Yeah,
and it was so fun. And then that time was like Jersey Wook.
Super Wook. Like, we were not Wook enough for that.
Do we look Wook?
I don't think we're that Wook.
Do you even know what Wook means? You should ask my brother. You should ask my brother.
Cole's definition of Wook,
a controversial opinion,
is dreads, drugs. Right? What was it? It was dreads,
drugs, and doesn't shower.
And doesn't shower. So if you consider yourself Wook, you better make sure you check all those boxes.
According to Cole.
And for me, I was like, they huff helium. Which is actually so crazy because apparently I found out it's actually nitrous gas that they're huffing, not helium.
She thought people were sniffing up helium, and the fact that their voices didn't change should have been a telltale sign that they weren't sniffing helium.
We're in the car, and Cole and Amethyst are like, Jade, their voices aren't high pitched. And I was like, oh.
You're like, touche.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
So anyways, that was a little bit of a dud.
So my socks look like dirty girls. I'm hiding my feet.
Should we play our game?
Our question game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a new segment I'm introducing to the show called Burning Questions.
They're hot.
So each of us gets to pick a couple of questions to ask the other person. And there's no boundaries.
Are we going to answer ourselves, like our own questions? I think we should.
We definitely should.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, okay, let's play. You got yours. Also, let's have a little swig. Also, I just want everyone to know that the vodka shot for me, although the almond milk was really awful, a Wheatley vodka shot is really not bad.
Oh my god.
I don't mind Wheatley. If you want to have vodka and you don't want it to like bite back, Wheatley is a good choice.
Wheatley, sponsor the Jade Smudge Show.
All the alcohol companies sponsor me.
I think Dos Equis should be first.
I know. Do you remember when I brought a little mini keg? Actually, I bought a mini keg for myself so much.
Did you see Brianna Chicken Fry's speech for like winning a Barstool Award?
No.
I saw it today on TikTok, and she was like, Barstool was built on balls, and we need to respect the vaginal walls.
Dude, she
or
was
something like
late.
that. And I know, I saw that too, but she was like, she like posted it and was like, I'm so eloquent or something, and it was so funny.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I love her.
Me too. Are you first or am I first?
I'm first.
That's
I'm
rock,
the
paper,
host.
scissors. Oh, okay.
Fine. Yeah, actually. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. On shoot we go.
Obviously.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Gotcha, bitch. Do you want 1, 2, 3, or 4?
3.
What is your biggest red flag in a partner?
A fucking liar. Liars.
That was mine too. I fucking hate a liar.
Yeah, and you know what the worst is when you actually really are falling for someone and you can already tell they're a liar.
And you're like,
And I've made the mistake of just going with it anyways, and it never gets better.
yeah. I feel like the red flags in the beginning are always the reason why you break up.
I actually saw that
100%,
somewhere, and
yeah.
it's so true.
It's so
like,
true.
you always know in the beginning that, like, things are
Every
a little
time
iffy.
there's, like, something where you're like,
Yeah.
But you're like, I'm going to look past it.
Yeah,
and
like-
then later on, you're like, I'm going to fucking kill him.
Yeah. But I think, like,
I totally agree
you know
with
how
that.
it is, like, when you get into a relationship and then you let it get so toxic, because we all let it get, like, it's 100% our own fault that it gets to a certain point. Like, it takes 2 to fucking tango.
That it does.
And so by the time it gets crazy, at least for me, like, and by no means am I saying I ever regret anything I ever did. I actually would never take it back. But at some point, you kind of just, like, want to knock yourself in the head and be like, and just like, hey,
anyone
girl,
home?
hey girl, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
You know?
But I feel like also it's like a rite of passage.
Dude,
Like, I feel like there's something about just like a fucked up, stupid, toxic relationship that everyone goes through that's like, well, we all needed to do it too.
Yeah.
Because then after, you're like aware of them. Like aware
Totally.
of the things.
How could you
of
have
them.
even not? How
Exactly.
could you
like
have been? Yeah.
how were you
Like,
how
you don't-
was yours
we can
supposed
talk, we
to
promise.
know?
But, like,
How
you
were
don't know what you
supposed
don't
to
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like literally, how were you supposed to know?
You couldn't have.
You couldn't have.
Also, when you go through those relationships, most likely you're a child still mentally. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I would say
Also,
if
men's
you're
brains don't fully develop until they're 30. Let's be so real.
which yeah,
Girls are 23 though. So I'm developed. Don't you worry, everyone.
okay, my turn. Okay, do you want 1, 2, or 3? I'll come up
You
with a
didn't get a
fourth.
fourth?
I totally forgot, but
That's
I
so
can
crazy.
easily.
I told her to
I
get a
can
fourth.
easily come up with a fourth. I can easily come up with a fourth.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, 2.
See what I mean? She's fucking cute and clever. All right. This question comes straight from my live stream from TikTok. I literally did a live stream on
Thank you to the
TikTok.
stranger.
Yeah. I did a live stream on TikTok. I wish I would have written his name down. But on my live stream, he says, would you rather have toes for teeth or teeth for toes?
That is just so crazy. My question was so completely different. I would say teeth for toes because you can hide them way easily.
Totally. There's
Imagine
only
having
one
toes in your mouth.
There's only one right answer with this question.
Only somebody with a massive foot fetish would say the opposite.
Literally.
Imagine having toes in your mouth. Like you're
I've had
Also-
toes in my mouth.
well, toes in your mouth is different than toes in your mouth. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Do you like sucking toes? I know you do.
I don't love sucking toes, but I do love the reverse.
Everyone loves to have their toes sucked.
Yeah, and if you say that you don't, you've never tried. To be so completely
agree.
honest.
Also,
Sometimes I brought it up to people. I'm like, have you ever had your toes sucked? And they're appalled that I even brought up the question. And I'm like, you've never had your toes sucked. Because if they had, they'd be like,
there's no way you can say no. It just feels sexual,
Also-
even though it kind of shouldn't, but, it totally does.
well, did you know? I saw something where your genitals and your feet are, close together in your brain in the pleasure area. Like, they're right next to each other. Which I
That
don't
would make
really know how
sense.
that works because
Actually, I
a
saw
brain doesn't make any fucking sense to me. but I saw something where that's the case.
You're 100% right, because I saw the same thing too.
You should literally just trust us with all of your doctoral needs.
Because literally it gets crisscrossed, and like that's why people have foot fetishes. So it's literally that close in your brain that your brain just they literally do that, and then they're like, ooh, feet. Until you've had your toe sucked, and then you make it makes because genuinely. I was gonna say it's an out of body experience, but it's not out of body, but it's definitely it takes you aback. Well, the first time it's a joke. The first time it's always a joke. So everyone get the joke out of the way. Ha ha, so funny. You're like giggling. You're like, ha ha, that's so funny. But if it's like a real life situation and it's happening, you're like, whoa. See, I haven't had that. I've never had someone be like sucking my toes and like we're in the heat of the moment. Oh, what? Like I sucked his toes and I was like, dude, you gotta check, like this is fucking sexy. And then he was like, this is kind of weird. And then that was it. No toes have ever been sucked since. But I'm like way more wild than he was. You're a little crazy child. Yeah. Yeah. Then we're having so completely different experiences then. Dude, because but we know we've had very different experiences. Yes, we are well aware. I'm just saying, heat of the moment happening. I can only imagine. It would be fucking amazing. It's actually pretty epic. I'm not going to lie. I'm almost nervous for this to be online. I'm not. I'm like, hey, the next man who's dating me, you please suck my toes. I'm just thinking about. I don't even want to think about it. Okay, your turn. 1, 2, or 4. Which one did I already do? Oh, 4. I skipped the one you already did. 4? Okay. What topic could you give a 30-minute presentation on with no preparation? How to be hot. Fucking, that's so true. I can literally give a fucking TED Talk on how to be hot. Jade said, put me in, coach. This is actually a perfect segue into a story that I've been wanting to tell you. So just to give context to the viewers and the listeners, I used to be a very like awkward Nelly. And I was not cute. Which I wasn't aware of. Well, I always was confident, right? But I was not girly. I wasn't like, oh, wow, boys really like me. Like, I wasn't like boys that. Boys did like you. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, go with me here. Because she like, was, if you wasn't super girly. I wasn't super girly. I literally would go to the skate park with my rollerblades. And I was just, in high school, it depended on the high school because I went to 4 high schools. So I think there's a little bit of differentiation there. Yeah. But, because I was kind of a different person at each one, depending on who I was around. Yeah, which I feel like is normal for like a 17-year-old girl. Well, yeah, and it was like multiple ages. But, and also when we were homeless, 14, like that was just crazy too. So anyways, when I got to college, I felt like a fucking nobody. I was awkward. Dad made me cut my hair right before I went to college. Which, can we be so frank about how fucked up that is? Dude, it was so fucked up. My hair was bleached and it was really damaged. Also, our mom has a fucking pixie cut. Mm-hmm. And my dad loves short hair. And he's like, just chop it off. And he used to Jade listened to our parents. That was the issue. That's the difference between Am and I. I listened to mom and dad and Am did not. Yeah, I was like, you can go fuck yourself. But dad would convince me all the time that having short hair was like way cooler than long hair. And I was literally in the car with my brother and dad on the way to school. And dad was like, you have to cut your hair. Like, it was severely damaged. It was like yarn, like fried yarn. Also, if anyone's ever bleached their hair, you know the feeling of having like you're like in the shower and it's like clumping and thick and it's just not good. You're like, I done fucked up. Mm-hmm. So he had a valid point. But I think I went to like Supercuts, something crazy, and I got like a little A-line bob. And I went to school. I'm not gonna lie though, it was pretty cute. I did look good with short hair. I literally was adorning you. You were? You were my big sister. I was like, she's the coolest bitch I've ever seen in my whole life. I remember you went to college and I was like, fuck.
stuck in Key Largo.
So I get to college. I had a roommate. My first roommate was so mean to me. I actually had to move away. That's a whole other story we won't get into, but she was so mean to me.
Switch roommates.
The whole pod of girls was just like not about me. And anyways, I just felt so awkward. I worked at the bike valet. I was at University of Arizona, by the way, if anyone doesn't know. I went to University of Arizona. I worked as a golf cart girl that would drive students and faculty around who were injured from class to class. And then I was also part of the bike valet. And the bike valet was you literally got to pull up your bike and we would give you a little tag and we would park your bike so that no one would steal it. Which is actually kind of cute that they did that.
It is kind of cute because no one ever did that at my school.
No. And it was like, it was free. There was no charge to it. You could just go do it. Shout out Alex Argos. Fucking love you. And TJ. But him and I, like, never talk. So, so Alex, like, you're way cooler.
TJ, if you see this, shout out.
So anyways, like, I worked with both of them. I would go to fraternity parties a lot, and I just felt so fucking awkward. I just wasn't, like, I wasn't a cute girl. I didn't know how to feel hot.
Yeah.
Right? Because
it's also a learned behavior.
Alert. Yeah, spoiler alert. If you want to be hot, you have to feel hot. Like, it comes from inside.
True.
So, whatever. You know, I live at the Young Life house the next year, and that was a whole disaster in itself.
Yeah, shit show
Just
waiting
a
to happen.
fucking shit show. And
Also,
super isolating.
It's fucking weird because Young Life itself is not a shit show, but
I don't know. Every
was a
fucking
shit
Young
show.
Life I've been a part of was a shit show. Also, Cole's Young Life experience, shit show.
He did
Seriously.
break the one rule.
Yeah, but don't have sex.
Besides the
Anyways,
point.
so anyways, okay, we're gonna speed the story along. So I start working at a bar my sophomore year of college. It's on 4th Avenue.
Bison Witches.
It's Bison Witches. This is in Tucson, Arizona. I don't know how you know. That's a good memory. So I'm a server. I eventually become a bartender, and men start flirting with me. And I'm like, what is happening?
You're like, whoa.
I'm like, whoa, some guy slid me his room card. He was like, I'll pay. Like, people would do some weird shit, but that's just like, that comes with the bar.
Like prostitution?
Yeah, and I told him, like, I'm not a
I'm
prostitute.
not for sale. God's children are not for sale.
So I started just like noticing that men were paying attention to me, like coworkers, men who would come in, even like some of the Young Life guys who, like, I was like a shunned individual. Like, I was like the taboo in the community where I was living in the Young Life house, but I worked at a bar. I would come home at fucking 4:30 in the morning, and it was like they would text me. One specific guy, he would text me late at night and be like, "Oh my god, like, what are you up to? Like, want to hang out?" No, he was way older than me. No, I'm pretty sure he was a senior at the time. Like, he was definitely older than me. And then
you were a sophomore.
And then in public, like around, like when we would all hang out with the Young Life people, he would act like I was fucking garbage. So that was confusing. But anyways, I felt like men were paying attention to me for the first time in my life. So I was walking around as a server at the back patio, and I told myself, I was like, Jade, I know that you don't feel cute. I had acne. I just like didn't feel cute. I was overweight. I had acne. And I was like, I don't care that you feel this way, but everyone else is giving you feedback otherwise. So you need to shut the fuck up and believe it. Mm-hmm. And so from then on, anytime I would experience the feelings of just like feeling insecure, I would be like, nope, that's just not true. We already decided that. And that brought me to my whole journey of learning how to become who I am now.
I love that. Also, I feel like your journey, I guess we could say, I feel like I'm on The Bachelor. But I feel like genuinely it's been like a whole sweep of like a million different emotions and different things. And look at you now.
Look at me now. To sum it up, and I actually feel like a whole episode should be dedicated to this, because I truly feel like women everywhere have the ability to feel that power, that seductive, exciting, energizing, flirty power. It's within us all. Like we all have it because we have feminine energy. We're women. Baby, we got a pussy. That's what you need.
Yeah, literally.
And also, like, let's say you don't have a pussy, but you have that feminine energy. Like, you can feel that too.
Literally.
It's all from within. So, long story short, I'll make another episode about this. But if you want to feel hot, you have to believe you're hot first.
It's all coming from the inside. Well, it's
Everything.
also fully has to do with confidence. Like, I feel like if you walk into a room and you're just like, I can't believe I even wore these fucking shorts, everyone can tell.
Well, yeah, because
like
it's
if
all
you walk
reflection.
in, yeah,
people are reflecting. You're putting out this energy of I feel awkward. Then people are like, whoa, she's feeling awkward.
Yeah, and I feel like if you just like suck it up, and you're like, yeah, I do feel a little fucking crazy, but you're like, I'm just gonna fucking own it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you see a girl walking in owning her shit, you're like, who the fuck is that?
And it doesn't matter what she looks like.
It literally doesn't.
It doesn't matter if she's fat. It doesn't matter if she's thin. It doesn't matter what race she is,
tall,
what she
short,
looks like.
blonde,
she could have
brunette,
acne all over
doesn't
her
matter,
face.
literally.
Like, it doesn't matter what you look like. If you
walk
feel like
in
a
and
bad
you're
bitch,
like, I'm here, bitches. You're like, who the
like,
fuck is that? You're like, I think I want to be her fucking friend.
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly. Okay, next question. Do you want 1 or 3?
3.
I'm gonna give you 1. I shouldn't have even asked because 3 is like a way more like fun, open-ended question. Okay, so what do you sleep in?
I feel like it depends on the night, but like typically like a t-shirt and pajama shorts. I'm like so crazy. I love a good matching set, but I only have like 2.
I used to sleep in like head to toe gear.
She's acting like she was wearing headgear.
Okay, I used to sleep in like a t-shirt. I love pants, so I'm usually like a pajama pants girl.
Yeah, that's so foreign.
And I wear
to me.
socks, right? But lately, I literally
Wait for it.
told myself, I was like, I literally had this talk with myself. I was like, Jade, one day there's gonna be a new man in your life, and he's gonna wonder why you're fucking clothed from head to toe. So you should start training to sleep naked. So I have, and it's actually fine because I could not sleep naked before. Unless I just like was like a little drunk, had sex, went to sleep. I just would never sleep.
That's actually a very interesting point because I used to sleep naked and now I'm single and have had sex in a very long time and now I'm clothed. So
maybe you need to start sleeping naked again.
But also I'm like, I like sleeping with underwear on. I can go without a shirt.
That's how I used to feel.
I don't like just
the juices. Sometimes you just have random things.
It's not mine.
Sometimes you just have random, hello, hey girl.
Hey girl, you're ovulating. Sorry. Or hey girl, you just got a fun text.
But
you cannot put that on the podcast.
Oh my god, it's going on the pod. Want another beer?
I can't believe I just fucking said that.
Oh my mic.
Anyways.
Okay, is it my turn or your turn? I think it's your turn.
Mine. Also, I have more questions than you. Did we already do your 3? Oh.
No, I think we're only 2 down.
Okay. What is the best compliment you've ever received? Do we hate that question?
Kind of. I'll tell you. I love when people tell me that I have great energy. Is that what you're going to say too?
Yes.
It's an all-encompassing
It's the best
compliment.
compliment you could ever receive.
Yeah, it really is.
It really is. Somebody's
Because-
like, I love your energy. You're like,
Fuck yeah.
that's just like, it's way more fulfilling than like, you're so hot.
I do love being told I'm hot though.
I like being told I'm like beautiful or gorgeous or like something else besides hot.
What's so
Somebody
cute?
says I'm so hot, I'm just like, you're so fucking shit.
But that just shows that you that everyone's different because like I'm such a girl, like I'm like if you tell me I'm sexy, if you tell me I'm hot, like I'm going to fucking love that.
I love sexy. I
You
just
just
don't
don't
love
love
the
hot?
word hot.
Why?
It just feels so overdone. Maybe it's because everyone tells me I'm hot.
She's been told she's
just
hot
kidding.
way too much,
I'm
so
totally kidding.
now she's just
Honestly,
over
you
it.
know what the fucked up thing is?
What? You know what's funny is I was gonna tell you about that little droplet, but I didn't because I was like, I can't do it on camera.
Thank God her fucking camera's not that good. There's Dos Equis on my lip and she fucking ignored it.
Okay, back to the questions.
I have one more. Do you have one more?
Yeah.
You go first.
Okay, what is your craziest college story? Story time.
My craziest college story? I feel like that's kind of a hard question.
Why? Okay, I'm just going to start this one off, but you have to tell another story after this because this is the story that I picked. But you've got to tell the story. So Amethyst, one day, I'm just living my life in Arvada, Colorado, and Amethyst sends
I'm
me...
nervous. I don't know what
Amethyst sends me an Instagram from Barstool. Wasn't it Barstool?
Yeah.
It was Barstool.
No, it was Old Row.
Old Row. She sends me a video from Old Row, which is like a college Instagram story page. And it's this girl having beer like drip down her onto, like down her ass onto a jellyfish, and a guy is just slurping up that beer.
It's like a boob luge with your ass. It's an ass luge.
It's an ash luge with a jellyfish.
There was a jellyfish involved.
And I was like, oh my God.
He poured it onto the jellyfish and then it rolled down his back, or the girl's back.
Your back. Literally,
We
I was
didn't
like,
let everyone know it was my back yet.
I think everyone knew what it was coming to. I was like, that better not be you. And who was
No,
it?
you didn't even know that it was me, though.
was
the
you.
funniest thing is I sent it to Jade, and it was... Also, that's not even college. That was in high school.
What?
That was Port A in high school.
Dude, we
Which
had
is
such
actually
different high
just
school
so
experiences.
sketch.
Holy fuck.
Also, that's so sketch to even think about. That was literally
How
high
old were you?
school.
Like 17? Jailbait?
I was probably 18. It was senior year. And I turned the year in the beginning of the year. Besides the point. I was of age. So if it was fucking crazy, it's not as crazy. But, yeah, that did happen. And I just remember you were like, ha ha ha. And I was like, that's me. Also, the craziest thing was it happened and I was pretty drunk. And I remember the next day I went back to the beach and this guy was like, oh my God, you're the girl that got me famous. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he showed me the post on Old Row and I was like, shut the fuck
my
up.
God.
Like, that's literally online. But I'm not going to lie, I was a little proud.
You were so proud. You were literally so proud.
I was a little proud.
I'm not even mad about it now. I was a little appalled at the time, but you and I just had such different college, high school experiences.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, if you could just have, like, one experience, like, the traditional college experience where you, like, party and have a great time and, like, have the best time of your life, that's you.
I had the best time.
Me, I had the worst time of my life.
I don't think it was the worst.
Pretty close. I guess the worst time
I
of my
also
life was, like, the
couldn't
past,
say
not, like, if you took last summer and then went 2 years back, that was the worst time of my life.
Yeah.
So mine came later, which is fine. But I had a very atypical lifetime. Well, just like college, high school.
All of it.
I mean, like everything was so just different. I went to 4 high schools. Cole went to 8. I honestly can't wait to just like dissect that with him. He went to 8. Yeah, I went to 4.
So crazy. I didn't realize that Cole went to 8. That's literally my brother.
Dude, and in high school, so my second year of high school, my sophomore year, and most of my first year, freshman year, I had these friends. I don't even know if I should say their name, but like they were my best friends. They were 2 guys. They were my best friends ever. We left because we were homeless again. And I had to like literally go to high school in Arizona because it was getting too cold in Flagstaff. Like we couldn't camp anymore. Yeah. I don't know if you remember that. That's when Quiggy got shot. Wait, story time.
My dad shot our dog. Our rabid dog.
So we're homeless at the time. It's my sophomore year of high school. How old were you?
I was in probably like 3rd grade.
You were in 3rd grade? That's so
sophomore
crazy.
year, what? You were 16?
Yeah.
So that means I was 10. So I was in 3rd grade, yeah.
So we lose our house
3rd
again.
grade?
I don't even know why we lose our house.
4th grade? I don't know.
I wasn't really old and well, our parents were not
Either
telling
way,
us what happened.
We camped for a long time.
We were camping, we were showering at the public pool in the morning. No one knew. We were just like living in the woods, in the juniper pine trees.
In the juniper pines, and our dog, Quiggy, started acting a little sus. I vividly remember, which is so crazy because I was really little, but I remember Quiggy was like looking at me like,
was he really?
Like angrily, and I was like, what the fuck? And I remember Mom was like digging around in his mouth trying to like figure out if something was like wrong, like maybe he had like stickers in his foot, like whatever it was. And then I remember we were driving home one day to the woods, driving home, and I remember Mom was like, so Quiggy's gone and Dad shot him. And I just remember she pulled over the fucking car, and we were all just like, I just remember being like, what the fuck? And then she like said that he was like probably rabid, blah, 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 blah. And then years later, I find out that my dad literally brought Quiggy to the middle of the woods and had to literally shoot him, which is actually just so crazy.
It's kind of sad.
It's so crazy.
And you cried, I remember.
Yeah, it was like literally Quiggy and I were the same age.
Were you really?
We were literally born the same year.
I do remember, and I should get Dad on the pod to even like address this issue.
How did it feel to shoot your pet of 13 years?
But I remember, like, he wasn't, and Dad and Quiggy had a bad relationship. Like, Quiggy
didn't really like Dad.
Quiggy did not like Dad, and and he'd been around for a long time. But no, for real, like, Dad was so sad to shoot him.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dad had to shoot our dog.
But the thing is, if your dog becomes rabid,
and you are touching him and like in his growth.
Not even that. The state wants to test your dog while it's alive. So my dad didn't want. That was the whole reason he was like, because they were like, if your dog is rabid, he's gonna become an experiment, pretty much. Oh. And Dad was like, "There's no way you're gonna test my dog. Like, no."
Yeah.
Which is actually
noble,
a valiant effort. Yeah. Let's be real. But what you were gonna say is, if you touch the dog and you're fucking with the dog and the dog is rabid, the second you show symptoms of rabies, you can't reverse it.
You're gonna die. Like,
you're literally gonna get rabid and die.
Yeah.
So my mom had to get shots in her ass.
So, but before the shots in the ass, literally, Mom and Dad were like, we have to move. We're moving to Phoenix, because we had to go to Phoenix for the shots. Like, there was no one in Flagstaff who was going to do those shots for humans.
See, I didn't even know that.
And so they were like, it's getting cold here. It was getting too cold to just camp and live out in the woods. Like, it just wasn't feasible. And they were also like, well, Mom has to get shots in her ass so she can survive rabies.
Imagine if Mom died of rabies.
I can't even. So we literally, it's not funny at all. So we literally left from northern Arizona to southern Arizona, well, to fucking the valley, to Phoenix. And Mom got little shots in her ass so that she didn't have rabies.
In the facility.
I do too.
Like, vividly remember it. Like, we were sitting in the hallway. Yes. Just like waiting for it. And there's like gray tile and fucking gray walls.
I don't remember all that. I'm going to give Amethyst so much credit here. You have a much better memory than me. Like, bar none.
I do remember a ton of shit.
You have such a good memory.
Also, the fact that we moved so much as when I was like really little, to be honest, because we left Illinois when I was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And then every year from 8 to 14, I was at a different school. And I will say, because of that, it's very easy for me to like pinpoint what happened, because like if it was in Florida in like Homosassa, or if it was in Florida in the Keys, or if it was in Flagstaff or Phoenix, like all these different things, I can remember it vividly, like how old I was, because I was in a different place every year. So it's actually
that makes sense.
So easy to remember.
I don't know why. I have a lot of memory glitches.
Well, I feel like most people don't remember shit from when they were like younger than 7. Like
That's
I remember even
normal.
like TG said the other day, he was just like, I don't remember anything from being 8 years old. But I feel like when it's so consistent from like 0 to 8, it's like all one thing. But there was so much inconsistency that I can remember it.
But the worst is like, and this has happened with you and me several times, but it just happened to me with a friend literally yesterday, which is they were like, oh, the last time I saw you was XYZ. And I'm like, why do I, like, I literally don't remember that.
Was it recent?
No. It was like 7-8 years ago. But the fact that I didn't even remember that instance until she kept giving me details, and then I had to go look back through my photos, and then it all of a sudden came back to me.
That's crazy because 8 years ago is not that long.
No, I know. but that happens between you and I a lot, where you're like, you don't remember this time.
Yeah.
That happened.
But you're actually kind of right, because if I do explain more detail, you'll be like, oh, wait, that did happen.
Yeah. I also think that on a personal note, more recently, I've become a lot more present mentally. And back then I wasn't, just in general. Like, I was just in a different fucking world, different planet. So I just don't remember.
Yeah.
And Dad doesn't remember a lot of the memories that I have. And it used to make me sad, but I kind of get it now.
Yeah. Well, it was also, I feel like as a parent, he was probably just in another world.
Well, and that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Like, if people are not remembering shit, it's because they're not being present. Well, because how could you remember if you're being present?
Is one of my really great friends, I will be like, do you remember this? And she's like, that never happened. And I'm like, you must have been so far in your own fucking world, because I'm like, that definitely
100%
happened. Like, that 100% happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so crazy, actually.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. Do you want to switch sides?
Sure.
My fucking side is hurting.
Okay, I have one last question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Drum roll, please. Top 3 happiest moments in your life.
Top 3 happiest moments. Why am I blanking?
If you don't
Let
say
me think.
one of mine and yours, I'm going to be really upset with you.
That's a lot of pressure.
You better figure it out.
That's actually a lot of pressure. I don't like that at all.
Ignore me.
Top 3 happiest moments. I don't know. I feel like, which is crazy because I'm a very happy person and I'm blanking like entirely because of the pressure. But I'm going to say one of the happiest moments was getting this apartment.
I have a video of that.
Do you really?
Remember?
You mean like the one of us walking into it?
No. Like whenever you got approved and you were like screaming and we were in my apartment, I have a video.
Really? Yeah, that was actually so
Epic.
I would say that was one of the happiest moments of my life. I would say, and to give people a little bit of context, so I haven't lived by myself since I was like 20 years old, and I'm 29. And when I was 20, I got myself into a 2-bedroom apartment that I could not afford. And within like a couple of months,
Boulevard.
and within a couple of months, I had to break my lease and get the fuck out of there. And yeah, that went on my collections report. Couldn't fucking support
Not
myself.
the collections report.
And that kind of gave me like a mental block, like genuinely, like a real mental block of like, hey, you can't support yourself. That kind of really affected me
mental
throughout
blocks
life.
are way harder than actual blocks.
Exactly.
Genuinely.
100%. So the fact that, so I broke up with my boyfriend. I moved to Arizona. So I left Denver. I went to, what?
She just skipped like 6 years.
I know. I was just giving a little bit of a backstory on why I felt the way I felt.
Okay.
So I had a whole like 8 years between then and then. But I broke up with my boyfriend, And I left Denver. I went to my parents' house right outside of Santa Fe in San Jose, New Mexico. And I was gonna move to Bali. I was literally gonna move to Bali and just go live a beachy life. And I knew it was only gonna be for a couple of months, but I had the money to do it. And I was like, I don't know if this is wise. I could feel it in my gut. Like, you're already lonely. Why would you go live in a different country where you don't know anyone?
Yeah.
Like, you need to go start life. You need to, like, get back in there and put yourself back in the game. So I went to Arizona, and I got
Also,
myself
you
an
wanted to
Airbnb.
go to Arizona.
Yeah,
For a
100%.
while.
I had already wanted to go. So I literally moved into an Airbnb, a shared one in Tempe, and I started living life and moved to a couple different Airbnbs. But from there, I was sitting under a magical tree by the Chandler Library that I would always go to. And I remember calling my brother, and I was just like, I kind of want to be by you guys.
You're like, I think I want to come back.
I want to come home. Like,
Yeah.
and home is where you guys are.
Yeah, literally.
For real.
Literally. 'Cause
Literally.
Even if we were living in fucking Rhode Island or some shit,
I
you'd
would
be
be
like, that's where I need to be.
And we're all in our 20s. And at the time, we were all single. And I was like, if I don't take advantage of this situation right now, I'm going to regret it forever.
Yeah.
And it's not like I had like a bunch of connections in Arizona where I was like, wow, these people love me. Like, I did not feel like that at all. Mm-hmm. And so I came home and I lived with Cole, which was your future roommate at the time. And I literally went to go get an apartment at the leasing office. I talked to Minaj in the leasing office and I told him about the lease break. And he was just like, oh, you're not going to be able to
get approved.
Yeah, he was like, there's literally no way you're going to get approved. And I was like, oh, really? He's like, don't even try.
Oh my God, I remember that. And then you were at my house.
Yes.
And
Sitting
we were
in your
laying in
bed.
bed. And I was like, you should just fucking apply because who knows?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It's crazy because I
and
literally
then
just
literally
applied
the next morning.
and I got it.
You got it. And I literally have a video. Where's my phone?
I have an apartment! She is awesome! She's got a 1 bedroom! Oh my gosh.
We just saw it. Got approved.
Oh shoot, I don't know how to get back.
Oh.
The fact that you got that is so
9:18
cute.
in the morning. It was so cute.
I love that so much.
Sure.
That makes me think about how I worked at a strip club. Because that's during that time.
No, it wasn't.
That was right before that time.
No. That was way before. But you did work at a strip club.
Well, now I don't even want to talk about it.
Why?
That was just such a really bad cycle. All I'm saying is that it's not even like that time. I'm just saying, like, that reminded me of that.
Jade did work at a strip club. She no longer works at a strip club. If that tells you how it went.
So Amethyst bought a book about...
Alan Carr's Easy Way to Quit Vaping.
hasn't
And I
worked yet.
read... I didn't read it. It was an audiobook, but I did listen to 90% of it. But the whole time they're like, you can vape. You can keep doing what you're doing. We don't want you to be distracted. And so I kept doing it. And they're like, basically at the end of the book, you hit your last vape and you're free. And I refuse to finish the book.
Is that what it is? You did not tell me that.
That's literally
This
the
is
whole
juicy
story.
fucking info.
Yeah, no, that's literally it. They literally tell you at the end, this is your last vape, and they like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be
So
some sort
you're-
of ritual.
So you're postponing. You're
I'm
postponing
it.
the last vape.
Yeah, I bought 3 vapes since I postponed.
I don't know if our listeners vape, but I'll tell you what. I don't vape, but
They
sometimes
probably
when I'm
do.
drinking, I do hit the vape. Like, I'm going to hit it right now.
Everybody fucking hits it. I literally have like a communal vape. Let's be so real, everybody.
But I'll tell you what. That shit makes me feel really horrible the next day. Because I don't do it, I can tell that that's what it is.
Okay,
And
but
it makes you
Alan
feel
Carr's
really bad.
Easy Way to Quit Vaping says that even if you vape when you're drinking, you're still a vapor. So You're no different
Are
than
you
me.
telling me I'm a
You're
fucking
no
vapor?
different than me. She thinks she's different than me. She's not. I have a very pressing question.
What?
Cue the intense music.
The drama. Dun.
Dun, 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 dun. I never had a question. I was trying to think about it the whole time and I couldn't
I've
figure
got a
out
question
one.
for you.
Okay, tell me. It better be juicy because all these fucking crazy questions.
Well, it was going to be deep, but I can make it juicy.
No, deep's totally juicy.
Yeah. If you think back on your life, all the lessons you've learned throughout life, what would be the number one piece of wisdom that you would want our listeners to know?
I probably have a few things. The first thing that I'm thinking of is hurt people hurt people. Because I was told that when I was pretty young, and I feel like I've told multiple people this since then, and it's changed everyone's point of view on things, and I think it's actually super important to know. Because genuinely, if you're vibing and you're having the best time, why the fuck would you ever hate on anyone? Like,
You never would.
You never would.
You never would.
You never would. And when somebody's like, oh, you're fucking so cringe, or you're fucking ugly, or you're fucking whatever the fucking diss is, it's like, let's be so real. What the fuck are they going through to be so bitter to have to say that to somebody else? It's so crazy.
Because you would never.
You would never.
You would literally,
like if you're having the best time, there's no chance you're ever going to tear somebody down. We literally talked about it the other day. Like, you see somebody doing some whack shit and you're having the best time, you're like, anyways, like, you just like completely brush it over. Because it's like, it doesn't fucking matter.
Also, what was that quote? I think you were telling me about, was it Joe Rogan or someone was saying, like, anyone who has done more than you is never going to criticize what you're doing. Like, someone who's got a podcast like Joe Rogan is never going to be like, Jade, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, like, you're really going to try.
Yeah.
Like, that's so crazy.
But the guys who are on TikTok are just saying mean shit for no reason. It's like...
You sent me a TikTok about it, and it was like, the only people that are going to hate on you are the people who are doing less than you, not who are doing more than you. Because genuinely, like, people... Like Alex Cooper, for example. Why the hell would she ever hate on somebody for, like, starting a podcast?
She would never.
She would never.
Also, she's way too busy to even give a fuck.
Well, that's even besides the point, too.
Well, I feel like it's also the same point. Like, the people who are criticizing are, like, they've got nothing better to do because they're
bored.
They're bored. They're dissatisfied with where they're at in life. They're dissatisfied with who they are inside. And so they just, like, seek out people who are triggering them to just attack them.
Also, the craziest thing is, if you popped up on their For You page...
Oh my God, I never thought about that.
Like, are you so kidding me right now? I'm like, your thing asked for me to be there. Like, these
you just
random...
blew my mind.
Like, literally, I'm like... These people, like, you're clearly watching things that are similar to me, or else it wouldn't have shown up on your fucking For You page.
That's
like,
so crazy.
It's so true. Because,
wow.
like, why would something show up on your For You page if it wasn't for you?
That's exactly what the page is designed for.
It's designed for what you put your energy into. And if you're putting your energy into fucking hot bitches with the podcast, it's going to show up. And you're going to talk shit. You're going to be like, oh, you're so fucking crazy. No one ever asked for you to do this. But
you did.
But genuinely, you specifically did.
You fucking
because
asked
it
for
showed up on your shit. Also, I just tried to drink my microphone.
Can we talk about getting fake tits?
Let's talk about it.
I think that whoever wants to get fake tits should. And Amethyst is more of a nipple piercing girl so far. What? You are. You had nipple piercings. I don't think... If you have nipple piercings and you have fake tits, good for you, but that's a little too much for me, personally. I could never have fake tits and nipple piercings. That's too crazy.
I think nipple piercings are strictly for girls with small tits.
I agree.
I don't know if that's actually for sure a real thing, but in my experience, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I'm like, if you have fucking knockers and you whip them out, that's a show.
It's already a show.
But if you don't have knockers and you whip them out and there's nipple piercings,
that's also
there's
a show. But if you have...
Wait, what?
No, but if you have big tits and you whip out nipple piercings...
Whoa! Fucking... I never used to work out. I hated it. I could not get behind it. I was like, this fucking sucks. I felt so awkward in the gym.
Walk.
I still don't like walks. I don't like walks. Fucking sue me. I literally don't like walks. But also, it's 105 degrees outside. Can we be so real?
Okay, but even if it's fucking
if it was
60,
70,
you would not walk.
That's not true. I probably would nowadays.
So true. No, I don't. Well, maybe nowadays, but now you're a workout girl, so that's just like a whole different scenario.
Anyways, I've never liked walking. I've never liked working out. I pretty much didn't like to move my body. Let's be so real. I like to lay on my fucking couch or my bed and watch TikTok. It's fucked up. That's how I was. But lately, I started working out and I'm noticing a difference. And it's actually the most crazy thing because I feel stronger in just everyday life. I have this big ass bag that I have to use for work. There's samples. There's a million fucking papers. It's heavy. It's actually pretty heavy. I can lift that shit now without even like feeling uncomfy about it.
We were talking about this, that when you start working out, regular
everyday
life,
tasks.
Yeah, everyday tasks, regular things, even getting up from the couch, everything is easier. It's weird, but it's way easier.
Well, and you used to tell me that, but I was just like, anyways,
how is
I'm
that
like,
even
what does that
possible?
even, like, that makes literally no sense.
Yeah.
And lately I'm like moving and I'm like, whoa, my body knows how to fucking move. It's way better. And so, yeah, I'm a workout girl now.
So you design closets for a living?
I do design closets for a living.
Did you have any crazy
I
stories?
have closets, pantries, offices, wall beds, garages, mudrooms.
What's the craziest thing that's happened at work?
Well, typically nothing really crazy happens, but you do have to low key.
I can think of two.
You don't have to look.
That
Yeah,
are
no, I'm
crazy.
gonna say one of them.
Okay.
You typically don't have to look through people's shit, but like I do have to measure the space, and if there's shit everywhere, I have to move it to like get around it. And there was one time I was in someone's home and there was like a panel box in their closet, so like you have to make sure that you're not gonna like put a panel in front of it, whatever, doesn't matter. And I move their shit and I see a penis pump, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, ignore it, just measure, whatever. But I'm like literally working with the husband in the house, and I have to like go out, and I'm like, I am trying so hard not to imagine you using a penis pump, but it's really hard to do when you're in someone's home and there's no one else that's using the penis pump except them, and you're like, I just saw a penis pump. You're signing the paperwork. It is a crazy thing. I don't know what the other experience that you're talking about is, but...
The people who were sitting on the bed.
Oh, yeah, that did happen as well. That one was just odd because they were like, the baby. They had an infant child, like literally baby. And I'm like, all right, like I just finished up designing. Like, let's go over the pricing, whatever. And they're like, oh, well, is it fine if we just stay up here? Because the baby, like our son, it's about to be like when he goes down to sleep. What did they say? Bedtime?
Nap time?
It was like 5, so I think it was bedtime. But either way, they were like putting him down. Whatever. Not like euthanization.
Put him down.
Either way. But they were like, hop into the bed and they're like playing with the child, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just present here, like smile, listen, keep going. That's literally what my fucking company tells me to do.
Smile, listen, keep going. Oh my god.
And so I just do it, and then they were like, oh, I think we're gonna think about it. And typically you're supposed to like give rebuttals, whatever. And I was just like, no worries, and I left.
Yeah.
And I called my boss, and I was just like, this is what happened. And she was like, well, you should have still just like,
They push you guys to do some weird shit though.
I don't think it's weird shit. I think it's just, I think she did have a point. Like, if I would have just like
Stayed in the bedroom and just like hung out near the foot of the bed.
I should have just hopped under the covers.
Are you sure you don't want a closet? Look, I'll hop under the covers. You could sign right here. Literally, stop. No. That's so weird.
Sign right here. JK. Don't worry. Yeah, that was definitely weird. Yeah.
I got on a sugar daddy website. I did that. I've done it twice. The first time, I was really mad at my ex. I was still with him. Got on it. Because I found out he was cheating on me. Then I got off, right? The second time, when I went to Arizona, I was like, you know what? I would love to have a man take me to the Gucci store. Someone needs
Bury
to take
me
me
inside
shopping.
the jewelry store.
So I got on the site, and it was like a flood of messages, and I got so scared because I didn't know what to say. I'm like, I actually am not going to sleep with you, so this is probably pointless.
It's also just like so scary.
It was scary, like, and the stuff that they would say, like, it was so just like overly. There was no like foreplay. It was just like, yeah, you want to have sex for money, and I'm like, wow, I'm not actually an escort or a prostitute, so.
You're like, no, I don't want to have
like,
sex for money.
I want to get to know you, wink, and I'm like,
That was like that sugar daddy that one time, and I was like, what are your expectations? And he's like, intimacy, fun, and romance. I'm like, I think I'm good.
I think I'm out.
I think I'm
like,
out.
I'm literally
Yeah.
out for that. Yeah. So, long story short, we're both cute girls and we do love to fuck, but we're not going to fuck just anyone. Do you think that's crazy of me to say?
Yeah.
If anyone thinks that that's crazy, I didn't think it would be you thinking that's crazy. My knee hurts.
You want to see something so funny? Guys, I literally have a full-blown list
Of? What's the list of?
karaoke songs. Because I'll be singing in my car, and I'm like, wait, I
feel
sound
like
actually
most girls-
so good right now. And
I have
so
a
I have a
list,
whole
too.
list. I'm like, I can sing this.
Do you feel like most girls have a list? I feel like if you like to sing and you like to do karaoke,
I don't know if most girls have a list.
I feel like most girls probably have a list. I have a list. If you have a list and I have a list,
I literally put the one that. Okay, but we're
What's
the
your list?
same.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like girls probably do that.
Yeah.
What's your list? Hello?
No one's allowed to know.
What's on you? You don't have to sing it. Just tell us what's on your list.
No.
I saw Cody Johnson.
Cody Johnson. I also have. That's just like Cody Johnson.
Beautiful.
Crazy.
She loves
can't
him.
help but amaze me.
What's his name?
Luke Combs.
Yeah, Luke Combs. Amethyst loves Luke Combs. Like, I'm
Or
a Morgan Wallen girl. But would you
There's
choose
no
Morgan
way
Wallen?
you can tell me I can.
Okay, but real question. If you had to choose between the two, who would you choose?
Morgan all day, every day.
Oh, you would? I would have thought you would have chosen Luke Combs.
Loco.
Although, I saw Luke Combs live at a rodeo, and he was incredible. Literally incredible. He was just singing on the dirt, and he
Singing on the
you,
dirt.
You don't even get it. Like, he sounds better than he even... You don't even get it. He sounds better than he does.
Summer after high school when we first met. Are you not allowed to do that?
Yeah, you can't. That's how the Bobby and Drake drama happened.
Katy Perry, you were literally my first concert. If you copyright me, I'm going to be so pissed.
Nowadays,
What?
YouTube
You're literally
YouTube
not to
automatically
sing at all
YouTube does it for you. Like it'll listen to your whole audio
and
before you
copyright
upload
you.
and see if you are infringing on copyright.
That's actually so fucked because I was about to have a little moment.
Was it worth? I literally am so mad that I cannot find my old demos. It's actually fucked up. And my ex-boyfriend, who was a producer, I'm definitely not going to contact him. He stole my virginity when I was fucked up, and then we never spoke again. So yeah, that's a whole other story I'll tell you about another time. It's all in your posture.
That's so crazy.
This next shot's kicking in. Okay, on a real note, do you actually think I should only let people on my podcast if they wear black?
Yes.
Top black, bottom black. This is like red leather, yellow leather. When I used to be in plays as a kid, they would say red leather, yellow leather, pitta patta pa. Like you had to be able to say that. Can you say that?
Red, yellow, leather, litter, pita, pata, pata, pata.
You said litter. Red
the
leather,
fuck
yellow
up,
leather.
Jade.
Red leather, yellow leather.
I can say red, yellow.
It's harder than you think. That's the point. If you want to be an actor, you have to be able to say it.
That was my whole dream, my whole childhood. Red leather, yellow leather.
All right, everyone. Real question. Do you think I should get more tattoos? Because my vision board has a girl with tattoos all over her. Not like seriously all over her, but like at least like a sleeve and a half of like here and there.
Half sleeve or a full half sleeve?
Because here it looks like I'm like not a tattoo girl, which is kind of cool. Like I can play it off. I'm like, oh, I don't even have tattoos.
Like, I'm not even
Psych.
like that, bitch.
Psych.
I have a bicep tattoo. I look like fucking Rosie the Riveter.
LOL. All right, we're going to go because we're going to go play poker. Amethyst is trying to be a new like poker queen.
All right, everybody. We so much appreciate every single like or comment or even view. I don't even care if you watch this and you hate it. You still watched it.
You fucking watched it.
You watched it, and thanks to you, we're getting rich.
Seriously, thank you for supporting me and always my guests. And thank you for liking and subscribing and rating 5 stars because that's what it takes to become a podcaster.
It really does.
Also, if you see us doing anything cringe, just realize
also
it's your projection.
If you think it's cringe, you can message us, but we don't read shitty comments.
I read all the comments. Literally, I do read all the comments at this point. When I'm like rich and famous, I'm never going to read any of the comments. My assistant will be. But as for right now, you're in luck. I'll listen.
She's listening, so let us know.
Thank you so much. We love you all. I just want you to know that Amethyst will be back. She is a main character in my podcast.
I will be back.
I love you.
I love you more.
Thank you so much for watching.
And this isn't the last you're going to see of me.
This is not the last you're going to see of her or us. Love you. Thank you guys for listening. That was a really good end.